Originally, you were supposed to be able to get what wasn't too, very often a minority audience who wasn't getting the kind of thing that it would like on regular television, say. It was drama or music, the kind of thing that popular television has to do in commercial because they have to get a big audience, but that public television can do things for a small audience of, well, as I say, of instructive cooking as we do. Because I think a lot of people, if you have to please everybody, you very much limit what you can offer. Just as we were mentioning the kind of very popular shows on the Food Network, which your gas station attendants will look at, but if you want to look at something serious, you're not going to look at that because it isn't in depth. And I hope we don't ever lose sight of that the many is paying for the few. But we need that if we want an intelligent, intellectually educated audience of people. We have to have things for the few people who are very serious about what they're doing.
And therefore public television needs to continue to exist.
Oh, very definitely, because who's going to provide people with that? I mean, so if you want to see really, say, Ibsen, that's not going to go on commercial television very much, is it? It wouldn't draw a large enough audience to pay for itself. Well, the point of public support is to see the things that are not popular, but they're a very specialized group of people who want to be educated or enlightened in special things.
Okay.
So you make good turkey noodle soup. That's your go-to.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It
has higher protein.
Oh, I didn't know that's why you went.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I go with, and I guess it has more. It's more. Has more of a depth to it. The turkey does.
Yes. And the thighs are bigger, and so that's more dark meat.
Yeah, I got it. That makes sense. And I do really good chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, you do.
But the thing about my chicken noodle soup, even though I like the way I make the chicken noodle soup, I've been thinking about how I cut up the vegetables. I wanted to do the vegetables differently because usually I dice them.
Oh, and I slice.
And yeah, but I think I like slice because the noodles are pretty big, the chicken is pretty big. So I'm thinking I like the carrots sliced instead of diced.
Yes, I use the large egg noodles. And I like my carrot slice. I like to be able to see big pieces of carrot swimming in the broth. And big chunks of celery swimming in the broth.
Yeah.
If I cut it small, my celery kind of disintegrates or fades away. So I deal with the chunks.
I think
what I really want to do is get one of those knives that do the serrated, the fancy cutting. That's really what I want to do. But I don't know. Yeah, so I think that's what I
it's
did.
good to look at some chicken noodle soup recipes and see if we can elevate our soups. Your turkey noodle, my chicken noodle. Let's see if we can come up with a good alternative because we're all feeling kind of down and out. I'm not feeling my best, and
You're
everybody
sick,
kind of sick.
mom's sick,
Yeah.
grandmother and aunties down under the weather. I would like to just go ahead and
See what we can do.
look
I'm
at some new
interested.
recipes. So we'll look at Ina, Barefoot Contessa,
Yeah.
Food Network. We'll do PBS,
PBS.
Julia,
Okay.
and Martha for Good Measure.
And Martha is on
Everything, everywhere. But she was PBS.
She was PBS.
Mm-hmm. For a very long time.
Yeah, she was prime time too. So we don't know.
Yes.
So let's go dig into the archives.
I'm gonna start with the Grand Dame.
The Grand Dame.
Julia Child, yes. Chicken noodle soup.
With a soda on the side.
With a soda on the side.
All you need to do is scrape this congealed fat off the top.
Damn, she went straight to the
great big rubber spatula. See how easy that is? There you are, your own homemade chicken stock. Couldn't be easier.
Well, I came in the middle of this one.
Here's one of my favorite chicken soups because it's really low cal, but it's absolutely delicious, and you can serve it to company. I've got 2 quarts of chicken stock in here. There goes in the bay leaf. And then I'd like to have a little bit of wine, but you don't have to have it, just about a
Oh, wine. Cheers. Cheers, Julia.
There.
Cheers.
And then here's my chicken. I've just got some boneless, skinless chicken breasts in there that raw. They're going to poach in the soup. And then I'm going to put a julienne of vegetables, just a little handful. That's celery. Okay. I've got a little bit of white of leek and a little bit of onion and a little bit of carrot, and I'm going to let that cook for about 4 minutes.
French julienne. Okay.
Now, 4 minutes are up. I just want to test that chicken. I don't want it to overcook. It could just have the slightest bit of springiness, showing that they're just done but not overdone. And take the chicken out, and then let the vegetables cook 8 or 9 minutes more until they're tender.
Is that a Pyrex bowl?
Yeah, it looks.
In the few minutes it's taken to cook the vegetables, I've julienned the chicken breasts to match the shape of the vegetables. In they go to warm up in the soup. Then you want to taste that very, very carefully for seasoning.
What you gonna do with that spoon, Julia? 1985, Julia. Julia, I'm watching the spoon. I'm watching your spoon.
It's better to salt less at first than more. And that soup is now ready to serve.
Huh?
Now, here's a variation on this clear chicken soup with the julienne of vegetables. This one is exactly the same, but rather than julienne the vegetables, I have diced them.
That's your
style.
I'm
putting in
that's
the
how
chicken.
I do it.
And I've diced the chicken breasts.
That's your style.
And now I'm going to turn it into a cream of chicken soup.
Oh,
that's me.
And now I'm going to drain out a little of this nice chicken stock. And I'm going to put it into my blender, in which I've got 3 cups of thoroughly cooked tender rice. And I'm going to puree
she's using the rice
and that's going to thicken the soup.
Oh my goodness, Julia. Wow.
There. That's nicely pureed. It goes back into my chicken soup.
Dairy free.
In the soup too, so then you have
and there you have cream of chicken soup.
Dairy
but
free.
There's not a
Because when you're
smidgen
sick,
of
you
cream
can't
in it.
do creams.
Oh, you're right.
You can serve it just as it is, but I think I'm going to add a little garniture to it. Shortly before serving now, heat it up with 1 cup of cooked green peas and 1 cucumber cut into julienne.
A cucumber?
I'm a
that's heated up,
on
the cucumbers will be
YouTube.
done.
I'm going to trust the
And
process.
taste that
What's
very,
his
very
name?
carefully for seasoning, and it's ready to serve.
No, thank you.
All right, so that was Julia Child giving us a variety.
I like some stuff that she did with the rice.
I learned some things.
The rice.
I did not know about blending the rice with the stock. to make it creamy and thicken it. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
That might be
That's why
something.
she is who she is.
I might have to incorporate that.
But the chicken tenders, she made chicken. That's a quickie soup. I guess that's for somebody. You just need a soup real quick. You don't have time. You already have some stock in the refrigerator. You cut up some vegetables. You put that thing on the heat. 4 minutes. This is a sick and shut in dietary restriction with some flavor chicken noodle soup.
Boneless chicken.
Because it wasn't flavor heavy, but it was aromatic heavy. And she did put a sprinkle of salt in it, but I didn't see any thyme, rosemary, some sage. I was trying to smell it through and I didn't smell anything.
So she threw them peas and I was like, all right,
the peas and the cucumbers made me tap out.
Took it
The cucumber,
the
julienne cucumber made me tap out. Okay, Julia. All right. Did we say we were going to Ina?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Barefoot Contessa.
See, she could put her foot in this soup.
Barefoot Contessa chicken noodle soup. Okay.
Can't make good chicken noodle soup without good homemade chicken stock. Fortunately, I had 2 quarts in the freezer. So I'm going to heat that up. I'm going to put in 1 cup of chopped carrots right into the chicken stock. 1 cup of chopped celery. And 2 cups of noodles. I just use regular egg noodles.
Yes.
You can probably use any kind of pasta, but the chicken noodle soup has to be egg noodles. 2 cups. Right in. Give it a big stir. This is going to cook for about 10 minutes. And actually it's nice because the starch in the noodles is going to get into the soup. It gives it a little body, which is great. And then I need to add chicken. And I just cook the chicken exactly the way I usually do. I take 2 chicken breasts, bone in, skin on, put them on a sheet pan, rub them with olive oil, sprinkle with lots of salt and pepper, and roast them at 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. I mean, that's it.
That's it.
So I'm just going to take the skin off, and then with a knife just cut around the bone. So all I really want is the meat. You can really just peel it off with your hands if you want to. And because you're going to dice it or shred it, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. You just need large pieces of chicken. It's amazing how the olive oil and the skin and the seasoning really gets into the chicken and it keeps it absolutely delicious. So much more flavorful than boiling it, which I think takes all the flavor out of the chicken. You can either shred it like this or you can dice it, but this time I feel like dicing it. So just nice big bite-sized pieces. This looks so wonderful. It's so moist this way. And that's what I want from Miguel's chicken noodle soup. You can use dark meat for this, but it's served more traditional to use white meat. Big dice. Perfect. Okay, let's see how the soup is doing. It's just 10 minutes. It smells fantastic. How good does that look? Wow. Okay, chicken in, a little parsley, and it's almost done. So if you've got chicken stock in the refrigerator or the freezer, this is really fast to do.
She's the second one.
Okay.
1/4 cup of parsley. It's always good to have a fresh herb in there. Just really brings out the flavor.
So what did we learn? We need our stock prepared in advance.
Already, because it gives it time. You know how you have soup and it tastes better the next day?
Yes.
So I'm thinking you make the stock,
Mm-hmm.
it will develop more flavors overnight.
Probably.
It will.
And then you don't need, because celery and carrots don't need long to cook,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you thin slice them.
And especially if you still want to taste the bite of the celery.
Yes, yes, yes. And she roasted the chicken already, and
So
that
the
didn't
chicken
take
has
long.
the flavor
Right.
already in it.
So she roasted hers for flavor. Julia poached hers in the stock, but they 2 were quick soups. So that's what we're learning. Because when people are sick, they want to eat.
And
we don't
Julia's
want to
didn't
be
take long either because she prepped in advance. She cut all that stuff up ahead of time, and she did her stock ahead of time. Yeah.
And all this time I've been doing everything same day. And it has been a long day. I mean, it does give you a chance to do the laundry, but you're in that kitchen all day. They did their stock and they moved on.
Yeah. It
And then
must
when
be.
they
It
wanted to,
must
they
be
just
something
pulling.
in. It must be something
Okay.
in making that stock ahead of time.
This is why they get paid the big bucks. All right, so let's continue, Ina. We're not
Man,
gonna
but look
hold
at
you
this
long.
kitchen though.
Makes the whole thing taste really fresh. You could do dill if you like dill, whatever you have around.
What's that dill?
Nothing too strong though.
You said
Not
anything.
rosemary.
That's parsley.
Into the pot. This is really good chicken noodle soup.
See, it looks
So
just like
depending on how
thumbnail.
salty or peppery the stock is, I'm going to add some more seasoning, but first I have to taste it. This is a tough job.
You're talking trash. That's a tough job.
Oh, it's so good. It's got so much chicken flavor. It's a little more salt. The strange thing about chicken soup is it can taste like dirty dishwater, or it can taste like really delicious chicken soup, and salt is the only ingredient that's different. Okay, one more taste. That is so
That was
delicious.
so good. Pause for the kitchen. The kitchen is. The
And
kitchen.
it's a very old episode, and that kitchen would work today.
I would
Functional, yes.
absolutely.
Kitchen
Did you have
goals. Kitchen
The
goals.
potted herbs on the stove. Did you see that?
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Hey,
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm seeing.
hey.
Cheers, Ina.
Okay.
Okay.
This is what
What's next?
This is what I think would probably my eyebrows raised a little bit. I was looking at all that juice from that chicken. I would have probably put it in the soup.
And you know, while I'm stirring the soup, I'm nibbling on the chicken that's left on that bone.
Yeah.
I'm eating that. That's called a cook's treat. Yes, I'm treating myself. I'm gonna eat that.
I would have definitely put that.
I would have poured all of that goodness.
I
I don't care if you said it's fat and drippings. That is nothing but seasoned olive oil.
Isn't
all
that
that-
the part that make you feel better?
Well, the pot liquor is supposed to
Yeah.
make you feel better, but
I'm saying, ain't that the oil that's supposed to slide down your throat to make your throat feel better?
coat your throat so that you're not hoarse anymore. That's what I'm saying. We here. I don't know what she was thinking. That was an unforced error. I'm gonna give her a 9.5 for that.
Okay.
She's a 9.5. She was almost at a 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give her a 9.5. Who's up next? Are we doing 3?
Yeah, we said Martha.
We said Martha for good measure.
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
Martha is the pro.
See, even YouTube knows. Martha Stewart chicken. Come on, Martha. Show us what we need to
trending
know.
right now. People must be sick.
People must be sick. You want it easy, or do you want to go to school?
I want to go to school real quick. We can fast.
Classes in session.
Every culture in the world has its own soup. There's borscht from Russia, cazuela from Chile, bouillabaisse from France, and miso soup from Japan.
And I love miso.
But closer to home, I'll teach you how to stir up a pot of everyone's favorite, chicken soup.
Chunky.
Then learn how to transform an assortment of garden vegetables into a hearty minestrone soup.
Hold that thought.
looks
We'll get
Finally,
back to
an
that.
impressive yet simple recipe for a brilliantly colored spinach cream soup. Soup's on!
Soup's on.
Potatoes, no noodles. Did you
No
see that?
noodles. Hey.
Potatoes, no noodles.
So let's start with
Gluten-free.
classic chicken soup. I know that your mom had her version and your next door neighbor had
Look at
her
that kitchen.
version. Well, this is our version, and
That's
the
not a potato.
final
It
result
is
is
a-
really
is that a
delicious and
rutabaga?
useful. So
Or
start
parsnip?
with one chicken,
Parsnip?
a nice 3.5 to
Parsnip.
4 pound chicken, organically grown if possible, cut into 8 pieces. And use a pot that is just large enough for all the ingredients. So I'm putting all the chicken in, the larger pieces towards the bottom. And chicken soup is different from chicken stock in that we are using chicken with lots of meat on it. The meat is what gives more flavor. If we were using just assorted bones and backs and necks, you would get your stock, but you wouldn't get the rich, rich flavor of this chicken soup. So there we have the chickens in the water, and start with cold water too. And next we have our vegetables. 1 carrot, and these vegetables are the vegetables for the flavoring, and they really won't be the vegetables that you will eat. These will be diminished in flavor by the time you finish cooking the soup, and you'll want to put fresh vegetables in at the last minute into the clear stock. So this is 1 parsnip. My mother always put parsnip in hers. Parsnips add a subtle sweetness to the chicken soup. Very, very flavorful. I love it a lot. 1 yellow onion cut up into chunks. 2 ribs of celery cut into chunks. Some fresh thyme, some fresh parsley. And about 1/4 teaspoon of peppercorns and 1 or 2 bay leaves. And we could use just a tiny bit more water in here. We want to keep the chicken covered by 1 inch during the entire cooking process. And we can also add at this time 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Bring this to a boil, reduce to a simmer, skim, and cook for about 16 to 18 minutes. A thermometer should read about 160 degrees in the breasts and 165 degrees in the legs and the thighs. And you'll have perfectly cooked chicken. Now, I've diligently been skimming during the last 18 minutes. Skimming is very important since the impurities from the chicken will cause the broth to become cloudy, and you want to get rid of that. The vegetables have become very soft, and they've imparted their flavor to the broth, and that's why these are only soup vegetables. We're going to add garnish vegetables at the end. So it looks good. It looks very clear. And because this has been cooking for almost 18 minutes, I am going to remove the pieces of chicken. Just take them out and put them on a baking sheet like this, because they have to cool so that you can then take the meat off the bones and the skin off the meat. What goes back is just nice, large chunks of chicken.
The whole chicken.
So now it's time to pull off the meat. We want the chicken to cool a little bit. Just slide the skin off. This goes into the discard bowl. And if you're like I am and have lots and lots of animals, you can use a lot of the discard for the animals. Grind it up or cut it up into small pieces for the dogs. They love snacks. And you can put the bones right back into the broth. If some of the chicken seems to be a little underdone, don't worry, because it's going to get cooked a little bit longer in the soup when you add the garnish vegetables back into the broth. That's a nice piece of breast meat. And there's not much meat on those little wings, but wings are my favorite part of the chicken. So there. So now turn this back on and simmer for an additional hour. So now strain the soup. It's cooked for an hour longer, and you want to get out all the bones and all the cooked vegetables. And you should be left with approximately 6 cups of broth. And I like to press a little bit to get all the liquid out.
Come through, Martha.
And the reason I'm not pouring the whole thing into the strainer is, heaven forbid if you miss. And this is all discard. Look at the great color. It's a beautiful color. And now, with less liquid in, you can feel free to pour. And we have just about 6 cups of lovely broth. Now, this should stand. The fat will rise to the surface if there's any more. And straining out all these aromatics will certainly result in a clearer, cleaner broth. Now, chicken broth like this can be made up to 3 days in advance. If refrigerated separately like this, with the broth in one container, the chicken tightly covered in another. And then you can proceed with your soup right before you're ready to serve it. So I'm almost finished. Oh, little piece of the wishbone. Finished shredding the meat. I'm chunking the meat, not really shredding it. I think it's so pretty when you get big, nice chunks of chicken like that in your soup. And now we have a little fat on the broth. I'm going to take a spoon and just
Not a
take this
lot at
fat
all.
off the top, leaving us with a very nice,
color.
clear broth.
Yes.
So see, we got a lot of fat off the top. That will be discarded. Now this can go right back into your stock pot. And I pour off, leaving that little bit of solids in the bottom. I don't want to put that in because that is a little bit
Makes
of
it cracky.
cloudiness that can be discarded. And your vegetables, 2 carrots cut up into 1/4-inch pieces, 2 ribs of celery cut up, 1 medium to small parsnip cut up,
Oh,
and these will be your garnish vegetables.
that's it?
Cook for anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes until the vegetables are fork tender. So now you can add all the chicken, which is quite a lot, or you could reserve a little bit for chicken salad for tomorrow.
So,
Just warm until the chicken is heated through and ladle it out. You could
have
add
the
some
soup and
cooked
salad.
rice to the soup at this point.
Right.
You could spoon it over rice.
Spoon it over rice.
Any way you choose. You will
Yes, wild
love
rice.
what this tastes like, and it is healthy and good for you.
Oh, baby sis. Ina's soup looked glorious. But
Yeah.
Martha's soup, I don't know.
mm,
Martha was speaking my language. And I've never had parsnip a day in my life, but she
Nope.
made me want to try it.
I think I would try it.
She made me want to try parsnip.
A little different with the soup.
She said it added a little sweetness to it. Now I'm inclined to want to try it for myself.
So let's think about the parsnip, because we've had apples with chicken,
Yes.
and apples are a little sweet.
Yes.
So is parsnip kind of like a carrot and an apple had a child?
Carrot, apple, and sweet potato had a child?
Apple and sweet potato?
Carrot, apple, and sweet potato?
Is that like a parsnip?
We might have to do some research.
So I like that variation. I'm
I
a
do
little
parsnip.
upset about the noodles aren't in there. I think that's what I missed, but the noodle part is important.
The noodle part is important. She said chicken soup. She didn't say chicken noodle soup. However, with the soup she made, you can add noodles. It won't take long. Or you can add the rice, which she said you pour over fresh cooked rice.
I like the rice too.
I love chicken and wild rice soup. I love it. I love it.
So if you don't have noodles in your cabinet, but you have rice in your cabinet,
Versatility. And if you just
And if
did
you want-
chicken soup and you had a lot left over, you can have noodles one day, chicken and rice the next day. Now your sick loved one doesn't feel like they had the same thing.
that's why I was saying you can make 2 soups out of one.
Yes. Yes.
So
I know.
that
What-
you can
what will we
say
do?
you had you have the rice done, and then you have the noodles done, and then you can, because you had all that chicken left over.
She did have chicken left over. I don't know. What shall we do, baby sis?
I think we should take stuff that we've seen from all 3.
We're gonna have to have a mashup. It's gonna be a mashup.
I think we should do that.
We'll take something from everyone,
Yeah.
except those cucumbers. I'm
Stop
not
with
taking those.
the peas. They can keep the peas, and they can keep them cucumbers.
And pass the peas to somebody else.
And you know what? I'm not gonna put no hot sauce in there, and I put hot sauce in chicken noodle.
I put a little bit of hot sauce, but I put some crushed red pepper in mine.
in it
I
too.
put crushed red pepper.
we-
Yes, I do.
And I didn't see
Yes,
a
I do.
speck of red pepper in nobody's soup.
And I try not to use black pepper. I try to use maybe a white pepper, a little bit of white pepper. Because black pepper, you can see the flecks. I don't know.
You like
I
that
try to use a
bougie
little
pepper?
white pepper. Yeah, bougie pepper. Yes. I keep a little kid.
You
You know
racist.
that
You're racist.
bougie pepper. It's the
Right.
same pepper you
You
use
got
for
the
your
white
macaroni
salty
and
pepper
cheese.
in the soup.
Yes. You know how you get the little teeny cream of tartars and the little teeny ground mustards? I have little teeny white mustard just like that. It costs a grip, but you know, you don't need much. So I need a little bit of pepper.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
surprised I didn't see nobody put any red pepper flakes in that soup.
No red pepper flakes. And you know, you need the cayenne or the red pepper to burn, you know, and break up the
And heat to break
Yes,
up
you
the
need
mucus.
the heat. You need the heat to bring your temperature up to help you fight whatever your germs
And help
are.
with the mucus. Help with
Yes,
the
and yes, to bring up all the stuff. Yes.
Man, yes, where's the medicine? That's
Bring
the
up all the
medicine.
stuff. Yes.
The bay leaves for
So,
the medicine.
did you see anybody have a bay leaf?
No. Yeah, she put bay leaves in it. They all put bay
Okay.
leaves in.
I didn't see her bay leaf. Okay.
The onions.
Now they say the bay leaf helps with digestion.
Yes,
That's what they say a bay leaf is for.
the onions help with
Everything.
It's medicinal too,
Yes.
because you could pull stuff out of you with some onions.
Yes.
Celery is good as a diuretic.
Yes. And I think the root vegetables just give you some hardiness so that you're not sitting there still hungry after you drink broth.
It helps make you feel full.
Yes. Yes. So I think we have our answer. We're going to have to hodgepodge it.
Yeah, I think if you was in a quick pickle, honestly, I know she had something going on with that chicken being roasted ahead of time.
Yes, she did. I like that technique.
And the skin, though, that skin is so critical to me. Like, I almost, if I was to elevate that, I would have taken that skin off and put it back in the oven and let it get crisp.
Yes.
Almost like something.
Yes.
And then I would have probably, how you have a crouton or like a baguette or something. You could have served it with that chicken skin, so you got a nice little crunch.
And that's what some people do. It's almost like a chicken chicharrones.
Because that
like a chicken crackling.
All the flavor in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I love what Martha did. Martha made her soup typically like I would do it, where you would put the chicken in and pull it out, let it cool down, break it up.
Yes, I do that too.
And that's why it takes a longer period of time, because you're almost making a soup twice.
Yes. Because she did it same day. She did the stock. And then remember she said you can leave it as is, put it in the refrigerator, and your chicken's already broken up. And she said you can cover it and put it away. And then she said the next day you can come back and finish it. So that was good. She still had a make ahead situation. Everybody did a make ahead. So I've never done make ahead chicken stock. I've always did the whole thing same day.
Yeah.
But they're opening my eyes to now maybe I should do that. Because you never know when somebody's going to get sick.
No, and here's the thing though. You need stock to start it.
Yes.
So most people go to the market and they'll buy the stock. And that's I didn't say that part. I normally do have stock on hand, like not that I made ahead of time, but like, the carton stuff. And I'll add water to it.
Yes.
Because as I'm cooking the chicken, I'm losing water.
Yes.
because I cooked that stuff for such a long time. It starts to evaporate.
Right. But it's concentrating flavor too. Mm-hmm. But it's concentrating flavor too.
Yeah, and then I get upset if I don't have any stock in the freezer, because I'm like, dang, now I gotta go buy it, and I really don't want to buy it.
Right.
When I know I could have just made the stock, and it would have been better. Because then, usually soups are good, but I think the way we utilize chicken noodle soup in this home is medicine.
Yes, it is.
It's just medicine for us.
It's comfort food and medicine at the same time. It is.
That's basically what it is. It's like either you're feeling blue or you're feeling unwell, but it kind of lifts your spirits up, or you actually need it to help you get through get through something.
And when you start going into seasonal transitions, it gets hard to find stock. And then if you do, the stock prices are, yes, because they know that they are the popular girl in class.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're gonna pay for that demand. But if you already have poultry in the house, in the freezer, whatever chicken part you have, and she used half a bird, because Martha had one wing. Did she have one breast?
Yeah, it looked like she cut the bird in half.
She's like, it felt like it was half a bird.
That wouldn't have lasted in my house. I need the whole bird. I need a bigger pot. I do. Most people do, because you want to go back for, another later on, and that little bit of food she was making, I don't know who that was for, but it was for us. It was cute.
It was
cute.
Well, Martha's single, so maybe it was just for Martha. I don't know. But I mean, really, Julie put those 3 little sad chicken tenders in there. And I don't know. I mean, maybe she made that for a small child. Maybe she made that for a grandchild.
She didn't have any children. She didn't have no grandkids. It was just her.
Maybe she made it for a small child. Those sad chicken tenders.
It was her and her husband. That was it.
I just think we'll just take the best of all 3.
Of all 3, and
all of them had their points. I learned some things. So
I did. So if the goal was you, like I said, make a really good turkey noodle soup. I make a really good chicken noodle soup. Yes. But I'm looking to elevate it or to incorporate them. I think I've learned quite a few techniques that I can implement that would just kick it up a little bit to make it even better.
Each one of them, and I can say 3 things that I learned from each of them. 4 things. The universal thing is make a stock ahead of time. Duly noted. Thank you very much. Julia taught me thickening up the broth with the rice. Ina taught me roast the chicken first. And Martha taught me open your mind to parsnip. And I think my turkey noodle soup will just never be the same now. And now I'm excited to make my next batch. Yeah.
That's it. So I guess I'm going to see you
in the kitchen.
Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to throw down with you so we can stock up our freezer and get better.
And knock these colds out. Knock the germs out.
Knock the germs out, definitely. And keep them away, because
yes. And bring out packaging, because we have sick and shut-in drop-offs.
You dashing?
I'm dashing. Gonna be Meals on Wheels.
Oh, stop.
It's gonna have to be Meals on Wheels.
Well, that was fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm dashing with the dishes. I don't know what I'm doing. It's gonna be something.
Way to start off our season. I'm really, really excited.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm excited that I'm not sick
Okay.
today.
Mm-hmm.
The germ has passed over my door. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
But the season is just beginning.
Yeah.
And so we've got to get ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get ahead of it. So I am excited. Yes.
Well, Martha's getting tired of us looking at her. You see it? She's like,
yes. Martha needs to go bye-bye.
All right, Martha.
Bye-bye, Martha. Thank you. That was good of Martha for joining me. Joining us. Thank you, Martha. Give us some snaps.
Martha did it. She did that.
Okay, so let's see how this looks after sitting in the refrigerator.
How long have you had it in the refrigerator?
I've had it in the refrigerator about 2 days.
Okay.
And they say stock is good for 4 days in the refrigerator and a couple of months in the freezer.
Yeah, up to 4 days. But
yeah, up to 4 days.
Actually, you probably could keep it in there up to 7 days, but then that's it. Because if it's 4 days, what happens is you have to make your soup.
Yes.
And you need those extra 3 days to eat your soup.
So I like it. It's thick.
It has a very nice color. I'm okay with it. It looks like it's
what does it smell
substantial.
Like? Can you smell anything in it?
It smells like the bird. It smells like the bird.
Okay.
There's no fat on the top.
None.
I have not touched this since I put it away. There is no fat, so my skimming was not in vain.
So what's this, the dietary version?
I tell you what, it is dietary friendly. It has the essential mirepoix, the onions, the carrots,
the mirepoix,
and the celery.
This is the fifth time I'm the space cowboy. It's a plan not Terry. Good vibes on.
What? Shout out to Jamiroquai. It has onions, carrots, and celery. I took the skins off of my onions because I did not want that. It's deep color and I didn't need it.
Okay.
But I wanted to wash my onions.
All right.
So before I cut them. And I put all of the celery in the stem, the leaves. And this is 1/2 of the bird. And I can't remember, was that bird a 5-pounder?
Yeah, I don't know. Mine was more like almost 4. So yours
probably about a 5-pounder, little roaster hen. And I used 4-cup mason jars. I started with 3 4-cups, so that was 12. And then
so how many cups is that right there?
We're at 8 cups of
okay.
liquid. So I'm probably reduced by.
If they want to see how to make the stock, they can. There's going to be a link in the video, like a card or something in this video, and they can click on that, and it will take them straight.
I did a video of my process. Yes, okay. I did a video of my process. I knew that would happen. All right. Well, that's why we put a plate underneath because.
Poor Ronald McDonald.
Yes. We have a plate
Shout out
underneath.
to Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald. This is old school. I think I probably ate sandwiches on this plate while watching public television. He's that old.
Who else remember those plates? Those plates.
Yes, Hamburglar. Professor, what's his name? McCheese. What was his name?
He used to work there, so I know you know.
What's his name? Mayor McCheese. He was the mayor. That's right. He was the mayor. Mayor McCheese. Ronald McDonald. Hamburglar. And I think it might be one more and I don't remember. Grimace.
Hey.
Yes, because Grimace was on the box of cookies. Remember the chocolate chip cookies?
Ronald, come quick! What's the matter, Mayor McCheese? The McDonald Land cookie machine. It's making the delicious cookies upside down, you know. See?
That's serious.
I can fix that.
Now the cookies are right side up, but we're upside down. Put it back, Professor.
That! I'll fix the rascal.
Stop! That's not the way. Hold it. I'll put it under arrest.
Why? The cookies look all right to me.
There's gotta be a way. The cookies are in the shapes of all of us in McDonaldland, right? Right. But we're not upside down, right? Right. So the machine must be upside down. Right.
Delicious McDonaldland cookies are only at McDonald's, you know. And they're upside down.
No, Grimace, you are. See?
They taste great. May I have some more to take home?
Sure.
They're the best.
Grimace
cookies.
was on those. Those were the best little mini.
Bring those back,
Yes,
McDonald's.
bring those back. And the old school pie. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. So this is my tasty. It has a pinch of salt, just a pinch.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that at the end before I let it chill out in the refrigerator.
So you did add salt. Okay.
Just a tiny pinch.
Okay.
And that's it.
And that's it. It looks
So
good.
it's very neat.
So
Half
you
a
think
bird.
how many cups you think you have? 10?
I would say 10 cups.
Okay.
So I started with 16, reduced it to what we see here is 10. And it
Well,
was
get you started.
delightful. Yeah, right. Now I'm using the small because I can actually turn this up. I'm using the small guy.
So you put it on high heat?
I did put it on high just
Okay.
initially. I'm using a small guy because I don't really need a big portion. It's not like I'm cooking for a family of 4 or 10. It's just me and maybe a bowl for a loved one and something fancy for my sweetie a little later, and that's it.
Okay. So you're not gonna have much left over.
I should not.
You have enough to gift.
Yes. And I
To
still
a
have
lucky person.
half a bird left.
Okay.
If I want to double back and do it again, which I will, because I do have some nice things I would like to do with stock.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Would you take that stock,
Yes.
half of it, and then put water in it? Or would you use that whole thing? Because some people would try to stretch it.
Some people would try to stretch it, but
Is that something that you would do?
I will probably stretch it a little bit in here, just a little bit, because I reduced it so much to have intense flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not trying to dilute it too much because I really didn't put a lot in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit in here. As you can see, it's smoking. And then I'm going to add some garlic, a teaspoon, and I'm going to sweat that out. And then, once I see some color, I may add a little, no, that's enough garlic. Once I see some color.
Garlic is totally optional though, right? Because some people...
Yes, that's why I'm being very light on it.
Okay.
Because I didn't put any garlic in the stock. And I'm not using oil, so I'm being very cholesterol and sodium friendly. So now that I see a little bubbles, a little sizzle in here, and now I'm going to add my mixture of thyme, sage, and rosemary.
Okay.
And I have that in here, and I'm
It
just
smells
going
good.
to. It is. We can see some. You can see it happening. That's enough. I don't need that much. And now I'm just going to bloom it, sweat it out, until I can get some aroma. I can smell that rosemary.
Ooh, that does smell
off
good.
the top. And now the sage is playing.
I love sage. See,
Yes.
that's something that most people don't even think about. They put sage in their bird for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
But they don't incorporate in their like poultry
Right.
dishes.
And in the stuffing or
Mhm.
dressing, depending on what you want to put it in, but they don't put
They
it
don't put it in their soups and
in the
stuff.
soups.
Yeah.
And
That's a
that
great
to me
opportunity.
is,
Sage doesn't get the respect that it deserves.
it does not. It does not.
It smells
Sage-
so good, yeah.
Sage goes hand in hand, and I'm just going to ladle some in so I don't make a mess. There we go. You see,
Ooh, that smells so
liquid
good.
reduced, and I have it on actually medium high. It's not even on total high because I did not want to scorch my herbs or my garlic.
Now tell me a little bit about this
Now I'm
this,
bringing it
this
to
pot
high.
that you're using. Do you recommend
I do. This is a very heavy stock pot.
Okay.
You might need to do some, or unless you need dough and you're like an Italian auntie, this is no problem.
Yeah, but what's so good about it? Like,
it's heavy. You always want to cook in a heavy stock pot or Dutch oven, whichever one you have. It transfers heat. Well, you see, it did not take long for the. I don't know if you can see. You can see that, can't you?
I can.
Yes,
definitely. So every household should have one.
Yes,
right?
I believe every household, if you have nothing else, you have one good stock pot or Dutch oven. Now, because I was raised on Martha Stewart, there's nothing better than Le Creuset.
Yeah, that's MPT.
Yes,
right there,
and
right?
because Maryland Public Television,
that's the commercials.
They were official sponsors
of Le Creuset.
Le Creuset, and viewers like you.
And viewers like you. Yeah.
Yes. So.
Le Creuset. So I think we'll probably have a link somewhere where they can.
I think we should, because everybody. I don't even speak French, but I've been hearing that for so long. I think I might have it right.
Okay, it is
Le Creuset. Yes, Le Creuset. Yes. Okay, now you see how much of a bubble I'm getting. That sizzle. That's a high boil. Some people call it a fierce boil.
You can steam. That's a steam.
Yes. And now I'm gonna just ladle some more in.
Well,
at some point, when it starts getting more defined, I will add some cracked pepper, but not at this point. I almost feel like I'm making a risotto. You know, risotto, you have a chicken stock, and you ladle it in.
No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I have to learn about risotto. That's not my go-to.
Well, for one of our next play dates,
we
will watch Martha.
Oh, you're gonna do Martha, but I think I'm gonna do Gordon Ramsay.
And Gordon Ramsay.
Okay.
Yes. With the risotto.
With the risotto.
They will have risotto wars.
Yes, because his risotto, Lord.
Impeccable. Jesus. His risotto is impeccable.
He's anal about that risotto.
Yes. He's anal about the risotto, and what else?
The beef Wellington.
Puff pastry.
Yeah, look at that crumble.
Yeah. And then that.
Oh,
look at that cook.
Beautiful.
Pastry, followed by that savoury crepe, and then that amazing wild mushroom duxelle, prosciutto, and then of course a stunning medium rare fillet.
The tenderloin, it's cooked to perfection.
Perfectly.
Now, as the fillet cools down, it's been brushed with Dijon mustard. So heat, with the red wine sauce, the cream mashed potatoes, and the carrots. Carrots are braised with some thyme, garlic, a little bit of sugar to die for.
Yes, he is serious about his beef Wellington. Do not play with Gordon Ramsay and that beef Wellington. He will kick you out of his kitchen if that beef Wellington is not doing what it ought to do. So I'm not going to fill this all the way up. I may have some in reserve, and the reason why is because I still need some room in my pot.
For your vegetables and everything?
For my vegetables and my meat.
Okay.
Now I'm going to add the meat last because I don't need it for flavor. I just needed to heat it up.
To heat it up. Okay, yeah, because we already cooked. You poached it, right?
Yes, I did. And it has a lot of flavor. You can just see
amazing.
all of
I like the color.
And it's not cloudy. It's not very cloudy, but it's not clear and golden like some stocks are. Most of the time you see golden is a broth. Clear is a broth. We have a stock because we use the meat and the bones.
Yeah, the bones, the
broth
collagen from the bones.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure if I would have reduced it more, I would have had collagen to form, but I didn't go that far.
Yeah, okay. Makes
and
sense.
I didn't have a lot of. I did not even skim fat. I mean, I'm going to say this is probably the most excellent stock I've done as far as not having to skim off fat later, that inch or quarter-inch layer. It's not there. It's not there, and I'm impressed.
Well,
I have carrots, and since this is at a fierce boil.
Now let me ask you about the carrots. Tell me about these carrots. So does it matter how you slice them or dice them?
It does not matter. Some people slice and dice and they do this in cubes.
Yes.
Some people if they're gonna add them later, some people make them really thin, thin and kind of sexy. Some people make them thick and hearty. And then you'll have me. I'm thick and hearty, but I'm sliced on a bias, so I'm slightly fancy.
Okay,
I'm not totally
elevated.
bougie.
Okay.
But I'm keeping it real with a little bit of fancy. So
You
whoever
cute.
Yes, I'm cute with
You're
it.
cute with it.
I'm not fancy, but I'm cute with
Cute
it.
with it.
So you can tell that I put some time into
A little bit of
the
thought
preparation.
process. Okay.
Yes, I put some time into it. Time, literal. No, I put time into it. So I didn't just randomly
How
cut
much
some
carrots you
things and
putting
throw
in?
it in. This is 2 carrots.
2 carrots.
This is 2
medium
carrots.
size.
Yes. In Asian cooking, they will tell you slice on a bias so that your vegetables can get more of a full coverage. If you just slice them thick like a hockey puck, it takes longer to cook.
Okay.
And you know, Asian people are very deliberate about everything they do. They have a reason, and it's not all built into the pretty.
You know,
It's
we didn't
pretty
look at
and
any
functional.
Asian soup.
We did not look at Martin Yan for the chicken stock.
But maybe, I don't even know if he has one, but I'm
pretty
he
sure he
has
does.
something because he does, like...
Yes.
Okay.
And chicken stock is a main staple in Asian cooking. They put chicken stock in everything.
We'll have to get some chicken feet.
They use a lot of chicken feet.
Yeah, I don't know about
because
that.
of the collagen. I was offended about chicken feet until I realized that the health benefits of the collagen.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm not ready for chicken feet. I'm not.
I don't know if I can do that.
I'm not. Between Asian cooking and Louisiana, Creole, and Cajun cooking, they love chicken feet.
Maybe it's the flavor in the nails, the toenails.
I don't know. I'm not sucking on toenails for anybody. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Okay, now you see the fierce boil.
I do. So what happens next? 'Cause it looks good.
I am adding my cute celery.
Yes, cute.
Sliced on the bias.
How many cups you think?
This is about 1 full cup.
Okay.
It's 2 celery. I don't like the little bits in my soup because they dissolve.
All right.
And then it looks like it was never there.
Never there. That's
so
true.
Here it's thick enough
That's
that
a pro tip,
it's a
right?
presence.
So cut them up big enough so that as they cook down, it won't disappear.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't want your celery disintegrating in your stock because it's not there for flavor at this point. It's here for texture and it's here for body.
Okay.
So, usually, I would use these wide egg noodles.
That's what most people use.
Yes, most people do. And these are egg noodles, enriched noodle, cooks in 7-8 minutes, and you really don't need to keep it on the heat. You could just throw it in there, throw the lid on it,
and it'll
take it off the heat, and the stock will cook it in its own juices. Where we usually make mistakes, underestimate how big these bad boys get when that noodle hits that stock and I overreach every single time. I still don't have it right. So I don't want to use this today. I have found a product that I like and it's more forgiving. And
it's more forgiving.
I do have my sweetie is a foodie. He's a snobby foodie sometimes. And because he's traveled the world through military,
so he does have an appreciation.
He has appreciation for all types of global foods. He's far more involved than I am. And I take a lot of chances. He keeps me on my toes in the kitchen.
Okay.
So he brought home what they call Swabian egg noodles.
What?
It's called Spätzle.
Spätzle. Are they in the Deutsche?
Yes, Deutsche Küche.
Okay.
Yes.
Deutsche
Shout out to
cooking.
my 6 years of high school and college German. And it is specialty pasta made with wheat semolina. So it's not an egg noodle. This is wheat semolina.
What kind of? Oh, yeah, okay. That's egg noodle.
Yes. This is wheat semolina. Now,
what does it look like?
My people are not gluten free, so I'm not worried.
Okay, well, what does that look like? Can you see?
Yes, I have some.
See
And
the
it's
bag.
8 grams of protein, so you get more protein.
Yeah, show me. It looked like wontons.
It almost looks like wontons. It's very rustic.
Does it taste like wontons?
No. It's very rustic.
Can I try one?
Yes. And
dang.
It clings it clings to the sauce.
I never had one of these before.
It has little grooves on it.
Mhm.
It's very textured.
I see it. I'm tasting it. I feel it.
And you don't need a lot. And this is about maybe 1 1/4 cups.
That's it?
Yes. And I don't need enough because really the broth is a star.
Mm-hmm.
The
So
chicken
this
does
doesn't
not.
swell up like the egg noodles?
It does not obnoxiously swell up. No.
Okay.
So it's forgiving. It's very forgiving. I'm going to wait until this
That was interesting.
comes to a boil. And
I'm
then
trying
I'm
to,
going
if I can explain what it tastes like. Doesn't taste like a wonton. It looks like a wonton.
And they said it's Swabian egg noodles.
It kind of tastes like if you chew on if you ever bit a spaghetti.
Yes.
If you just like when it's dry, uncooked spaghetti.
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Okay, and this has very simple ingredients: durum, semolina, egg, and durum, semolina, and egg.
Okay, but let me ask you this:
wheat and egg.
what's in the pasta, like a spaghetti or a fettuccine? Isn't that semolina follow too?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of them use semolina.
So that's why it reminds me of
yes, some use wheat, some use semolina, and a lot of times it'll have egg, salt, oil, flour.
Now I've never
this
had
is
this
just
version.
egg and semolina. That's
I'm looking
it.
forward to this one.
So
This is new to
you
me.
can't get any more natural than this.
See, I didn't know you was coming in the kitchen with some. See.
I was.
She pulled a trick out
You
her
know,
bag.
baby said she just never know what I'm
No,
gonna do.
I
Never
thought she was
know.
coming here with some basic,
I told you that.
She came
I'm
in
cute
here.
with it. I'm cute with this.
Yes. So hold on, you know that's been sitting in your pantry for
I
like
have
ever.
used this a few, but this is my last. This is my last. This
Don't
is
don't try to clean your pantry out on me and think that I
This
would.
is it. I need to restock.
Okay. You was
know.
like, what have
Now,
not
quite a
used in a
few.
while? Let me toss this in here.
I had a few. I didn't know where I was going to go.
Oh.
Another one I've used is barley.
No, you can have that.
I enjoy the barley.
That's
and
a different,
especially,
that's a different kind of vibe
it
altogether.
is. It is. But I've used barley in my chicken stock.
Yeah, okay.
See, I'm catching this up.
I like barley, but when I think barley, I think like a different kind of soup.
You smell that?
I can smell it.
I'm catching this this facial again.
It's a nice little bowl.
Okay, so now I'm
And
going
you
to
said
add
it's a cup and a half?
Yes,
Okay.
a cup and a half. I'm going to add it. I'm going to stir it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take it off.
And you're going to forget about it.
And I'm going to
let it do its thing.
I'm going to let it fall in love with everything in this pot.
Okay.
Everybody's in the pool. Who says that?
Everybody's in the pool?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought you don't put baby in the corner. I don't know.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. Everybody's in the pool. That's shout out to Guy Fieri.
Oh, yeah.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Everybody's in the pool. That's what he says. Now, he wasn't on MPT, but you know, and I turned it off.
Okay.
And
that's it.
Yes, and that's it. And actually, it's not even that. It's not hot to the touch. See, shout out to Le Creuset.
Mm-hmm.
I can touch it. You can tell it was boiling.
No, shout out to my husband. That was a nice anniversary gift that he got
And
for
I'm off the heat.
Saturday at 4, take a delightful culinary journey with host Pierre Salinger and discover the legendary pleasures of dining in France. Then at 4:30, world-renowned French chef Madeleine Camin demonstrates her idea of good old American home cooking in Madeleine Cooks. And at 5, it's a humorous and informative look at Oriental cooking with Martin Yan on Yan Can Cook. TV worth watching Saturday afternoons beginning at 4.
You're up next. What are we doing?
So it's my turn. I have made ahead some stock. I think I got like 19 cups out of my stock. I'm still sick, so you have to bear with the mask. I don't want to get anybody else sick, but I did want to get this soup done, right? So here's what mine look like. I haven't taken any of the, like you can see here. I don't know if can you see it?
Mm-hmm. You can get closer.
I have a little bit of, I mean, barely. I don't even think I'm going to skim that. I think that's going in.
Okay.
Right? So this is 8 cups, and here's another 8 cups.
Wow.
And then I have 3 more reserved that didn't make it in here. So what I'm going to do, my approach is a little different.
We can see that your pot is a lot bigger.
My pot is a lot bigger because I have a bigger family.
Okay.
And I'm making soup for now, and I'm making soup for later.
Okay.
All right? That way, I won't be in a pickle next time when I get sick or somebody gets sick and we don't actually have any homemade soup.
That's some nice color. Oh,
All right?
there's a bay leaf.
And I did put the bay leaf in there. That was part of the reserve from the stock that I made. I just kept it and I popped it in there.
Okay.
You know, why did I do that? I did it because it made sense to me. Nobody told me to do it. It just was like, okay, well, why not? So that's what I did. I put it in there. I haven't tasted the broth. I can honestly tell you that. So I don't really know what it tastes like. I just know it looks good. It smells good.
Okay.
So can you see? That's one, and I still have a lot of room.
And that was how many cups?
This is 8 cups.
8. Wow.
8
Okay.
cups.
So 16.
So here's 16. I'm going to pour it all in.
Wow, you have a lot of.
Mm-hmm. And I have 3 cups reserved.
Gotcha.
On the side. Now, pro tip from me is to some good old-fashioned mason jars.
Okay.
Because they store really well in the refrigerator. And then when you're done with the soup, you can put it right back in.
Oh, we
pop
like
it in
that.
the refrigerator.
And you don't even have to clean it because it's nothing but stock. We
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
So that's my tip. My little pro tip. So I have my stove on high heat.
Okay.
And it's going to take a while for mine to come up. But at this point, unlike you, big sis, I'm going to go ahead and put the garlic in now.
Okay.
I'm going to just go ahead and drop it in. So my approach to this is a little more, just throw it in and let it do its thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Trust the process. This is kind of my thing. All right, so I put the garlic in. Give it a little stir. And I've already cut up some carrots, onions, and celery.
Okay, let me take a look.
So here's.
Oh. Okay.
I did the circles.
You did the hockey pucks.
The hockey pucks.
Okay.
I have diced onions. I would say they're about an inch. About an inch.
Good.
Cut. It doesn't have to be neat.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And then my celery. My celery is kind of like 1 inch as well.
Got it.
You see all that? So dump it all in. Okay. All right. I'm gonna dump it all in.
Now, which TV cook was your inspiration?
Okay, so out of the 3 that we watched, I think I resonated more with Martha because she had her bird and she poached it. She just cut it into, she cut it in half, in pieces, and put the whole thing in. I didn't cut mine in pieces, and you can look at the video. You'll see how I made my stock. I just did the whole bird, about
Gotcha.
almost 4 pounds. But I think I resonated more with her. And I didn't like Ina. I like Ina, but I didn't have time to roast no chicken. I didn't have time because I haven't really been feeling good.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, maybe next time. But for the most part, I just wanted to do like a quick approach, something that didn't require a whole lot of steps, something that I could put in one big pot, and you know, go on from there. While that's coming in, I'm gonna let you see.
It does look good.
It looks good. I mean, that's 16 cups of broth. We still have room.
Mm-hmm.
And
about what? 2.5 inch head space. Got it.
I'm gonna add some more red pepper flakes. I'm gonna pop some more back in there because I kind of want mine to have a little more heat to it. Because again, my soup is more like a medicine. Trying to break up mucus to some degree. Because you'll see later, I'll put some a little bit of dairy in it, and I know they say you shouldn't, but if you try to break up mucus, but I just like a creamier soup.
Okay.
All right, so I have that, and this is a blend of sage and thyme and rosemary. Right?
Okay, good. Same.
So I'm going to pour some of that in there and give it a little swirl. And that's pretty much it. Let it come up to a boil.
I can already see some steam.
It's going to take a little while just because it's so much liquid.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this type of pot really holds heat. And you'll see it doesn't take but a few minutes just to bring it up.
Okay.
So while that's doing that, I'll just tell you about this chicken. So again, I did the whole bird. And I was able to take the bird and shred it. So I don't have...
Get a little closer.
Yeah, I don't have... See, it's just real rustic. Like, just rip it apart.
Got it.
You know.
Almost like you making a pulled chicken.
Yeah, like just pulling it apart.
Shredded chicken. Mm-hmm. Yours is shredded.
Nothing that you need to really stress over.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you just want it to taste good, right?
Okay.
So that is that. It is starting. The temperature is starting to come up. You can see the steam. One thing I can tell that's different from your soup, Big Sis. My soup doesn't smell as aromatic.
Oh.
Because what you did was in the beginning, you had that garlic, and then you put your herbs in.
Mm-hmm.
And that really enhanced the smell of it. Where me, I just kind of went in.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a choice that I made because, you know, I'm not feeling so great. I need some soup. I don't want to keep getting soup from restaurants. It's not really cutting it right now.
Right.
I just need what I need. And, you know.
But I can smell your soup. You can't because you're sick and you have a mask on.
Okay.
But I can smell it over here.
Do
Like
you
if
really?
you fan it, yeah.
Because when I was sitting over there, I could smell yours. But from here, I can't really smell.
Okay.
And I'm not taking my mask off or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, so that's that. You know.
Oh, now it was boiling.
Hopefully, there's some mothers, maybe even some dads out here who can kind of relate to. You're not feeling too well. You need what you need. Your family can't do it for you. And you got to go ahead and just make it happen for yourself. But also, I'm making such a big batch of it because I want to store it for later. And I think that's the key thing I want to say. A lot of this is going to be put in the freezer so that as we get into the holiday season or the winter season or the fall and other folk in the home start to show symptoms that they're not feeling too well, at least I'll have it already on hand. And then, so that's that. I mean, that's pretty much simple. Like once it gets up to a good rolling boil, then I'm going to add the chicken.
Okay.
Because I can already tell,
Yeah, what's your carrots and your celery doing?
You know, yeah, and that's also a thing. Thank you for reminding me when you said it. I put onions in here.
Yes, I
You didn't
see.
put any onions in yours, but I did. I did put onions in here. I think I mentioned it, but I know you didn't put any onions in yours. So this isn't quite done, but I do want to get a nice little bite. I don't want it too mushy or anything like that. And this is starting. Oh, it's looking good. This is looking good.
So how long do you think? I can see yours reducing a little bit. How long do you think? Yeah, because you were at about 2.5 inches, but now I'm starting to see some Hoover Dam reduction.
Yeah, okay.
You see your water line?
Yeah, I can
your stock
see it.
line? See, that's what I was talking about. So how long from the time that it starts to come? See, it's starting to come to a boil now. I can see it. It's getting excited now.
Yeah, it is.
So is this
What is
at
like
the
8
point?
minutes or so?
Yeah, it's been about.
Yeah, it's quick.
It's been about maybe 10. So now you're here for the chicken.
Yep, now I'm here for the chicken. It's talking to me. It's letting me know it's ready.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it all in.
All right. And about how much chicken is that? That's a whole bird.
This is basically the whole bird. I just took like a little bit left. I mean, hardly a lot. And I just made a small thing of chicken salad with it. But basically, this is the whole bird.
Okay.
So I'll put that in there. Of course, we don't need to cook the chicken.
Right.
But it's in there to warm up from here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am going to probably add a little bit of salt.
Okay. Now, do you want me to taste your soup?
Sure.
In the little bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I will sip yours just like.
Okay. All right. And this is a secret.
It's like paprika.
Smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika. Now who's being cute?
I'm being a little cute. And it's just for color, really.
Uh-huh.
It's just for color.
Okay, smoked paprika for color.
Just for color.
Okay.
See, again, I'm trying to
I see the
get
color
better.
did change.
I'm trying to feel better. It's paprika. It's red pepper flakes. It's
Okay. Spicing it up
yeah,
here.
I'm spicing it up a little bit.
That looks good.
All right.
And it does smell good.
So let me get a little bowl, and then you let me see. You tell me what you think. You know, I'm going to put it in a shot glass.
Shot glass. like it's an elixir.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll take a shot.
I'll just take some broth. Take some broth, and yes.
So yours was sweet. Mine probably isn't going to be sweet. Mine's going to be savory.
Sweet and spicy.
A little spicy.
Sweet and spicy.
Yay.
Okay, coming to you from YouTube and all your social platforms. Follow us.
Yeah, a little sweet and a little spicy. People like sweet
and spicy.
No, sweet soup, sweet chicken and soup. It wasn't sweet like that, but it was really good. Yours was really good. So there you are.
I still don't understand. It must have been. I don't know. I put no sugar in it. It smells good. Like you said, the sage is.
The sage is sage.
Yes, it is. Every time I smell sage, it just makes me feel better.
I probably could add a little bit more, to be honest with you.
I don't know if there's ever. That was too much sage.
It is right with the
Now this
spirit.
is hot. First off the top, it smacked me.
It smacked you?
Yes. Yes, the heat said hello.
Okay.
It said hello. Off the nose, chickeny. Right off the nose. Now I'm sounding like a kind of sorta.
A kind of sorta.
I'm a kind of sorta. I'm a chicken stock
This
kind of
is so
sorta.
cool. You see how it's just dancing in the in the bowl.
I don't know if you guys can see this. Take a look. See that? Okay.
You know, the tip.
Look at that. You see those pepper flakes?
Make that
Got
stock
it.
ahead. Prep ahead. It's going to really cut down. And look, I still kept a bay leaf.
Yes, I see that. It still has a little sweet, just a hint. It must be the carrots.
It got to be the carrots because I don't know what else it could be.
But it's not sweet. It's mellow.
Mm-hmm.
It's mellow. It's herbaceous. See, big old fancy cooking words. Gotta get your cooking thesaurus.
What about that paprika?
Some smokiness, but that kick is kicking. It's there.
And you see it changed the color a little bit.
It did. And you see I'm still sipping on it. So what does that tell you?
So do I need to add anything?
Well, what about this cream? When do you add the cream?
And the end. So I'm going to go ahead and put the
finish.
noodles. Yep.
Got it.
I'm going to put the noodles in.
Okay. And so the cream is going to give it some body.
Mm-hmm. And if you pass me the noodles, I can go ahead.
Okay. Oh, it's time for noodles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is done. All right. Okay. This is when it gets tricky because I'm adding this whole bag. This is 16 ounces. And it's going to like absorb all this liquid.
But you have your fail safe.
Yep.
Which is 3 more cups
I have
of stock.
3 more cups of stock on reserve. Yes, I do. So that went in.
All right, let me taste the celery. Oh, that was onion. The onion still has some bite.
It does?
A little crunch, yeah.
Okay, so it's good because now we have this going. So what happens is that I put the noodles in.
Knock the cold right out of you.
When I put the noodles in,
yes,
it's going to decrease the temperature of the liquid, of the broth. You got to bring it back out. So this is what it looks like. We're going to cover it, and then I'm going to show you how I finish it.
And you're going to keep it on the heat?
Yep, I'm keep
All
it on
right.
the heat. Just because when I added the noodles,
got it.
I'm going to just
keep it on the heat.
Give it for a couple minutes and come back. And then we'll finish it off.
Okay.
I mean, how easy is that?
It was not, you know, when you do the stock ahead of time, it makes this very easy. You've been about, what, 20 minutes?
If that.
And we're already adding noodles?
Add noodles. Yep. I'm going to give it like a couple minutes and we'll open it up and let you see. And then if I have to add more broth, that will be the time to do it.
Okay. Now tell me about this stoneware.
Okay, so the stoneware.
It's very pretty.
Actually, I got this for an anniversary present. And I got it from a market, a supermarket, a hoity-toity supermarket.
Oh.
I hope this, I don't want to say the name of it, but this is.
Don't be afraid to shop for cookware at your local supermarket.
The hoity-toity supermarket.
The hoity-toity.
Yeah.
So whatever's hoity-toity in your area.
I scored. It was a good score. I saw it. I was like, this is what I want for my anniversary because I believe that was the gift for that year. I couldn't tell you what year. It was a couple years ago. It was, I think, like appliances or something like that.
If anybody knows what year anniversary is appliances and where it's okay to give your wife cookware, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. I don't know if it was appliances or was it the stoneware. It was something, one or the other. But I definitely don't use it as often. But when I'm making soups, anything comforting for the family, I'll go ahead and break it out.
And is that oven safe?
Oh yeah, it's definitely
up to what, 400, 375?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure, but it is oven safe, oven ready, and it's so versatile. You can make so many things in it. You can do macaroni.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. A deep dish casserole could go nicely in that.
All kinds of stuff. Beef stew. So I'm listening. I can hear it going, and it's been a couple minutes. Only been like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Let's see if I have a pot holder with you.
It's been dancing.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
This is where the steam, this is where the magic happens, all right?
Okay.
You see that?
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Well, that was nice.
Okay, so you see the noodles starting to fatten up.
Yes.
All right.
That is hearty.
It is hearty. This is when you just like
tell
the kids, tell the husband, it's done, get a ladle.
Yes.
Look at that. I think this looks really good. So this is after 2 minutes, right? So then from here, I think I'm good with the broth. I think I don't need to add any more.
Okay.
But, you know, again, overnight.
Overnight is a different story.
It's a different story. So my tip to anybody out there that's making soup, always have extra broth in hand.
Yes.
So that if you have to add it the next day.
Yes.
Or 2 days later, you have some on hand.
Yes.
Because the last thing you want to do really is add water. Because if you add water, you're going to dilute it. Then you have to probably add like a bouillon or something like that. Okay, so see, this looks good. I can turn this down now to low. And then from here, because I like the color, I'm making mine a little creamy. So normally I would add like some heavy cream, but I didn't have any on hand. And I'm a big fan of using what you have.
Yes.
So I am going to use
She
some low
moved the
fat.
noodles to the side. Is that a pro technique? Is that a chef
They
technique?
wanted to splash on.
Okay.
So see, now the color is changing a bit.
I do. Looks creamy.
Yep. Yep. Looks good. And I might, at this point, I started my little, this is parsley.
Okay. Oh, look at this.
Just to get some more green in it.
Okay.
Right. And I think that is it. I'm going to start, give it a cover, and then I think that's it.
Okay.
So, you see that's pretty, right? See how the
Yes.
little speckles in there? All right. I'm going to put the lid back on, give it like another 5 minutes, and I think that's it.
That is very hearty.
Ooh.
I said mine was like a hug. Yours looks like a weighted blanket.
Oh, a weighted blanket.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the weighted blankets, they weigh on you and they kind of, you know, hold you close and keep you warm like that. That's, yes. I would call that a weighted blanket. Or a very nice flannel blanket.
Yeah, this makes me feel like cozying up to the fire. Having my blanket, like, to me, it makes me feel like, yeah, that person is cuddling under a blanket, probably has a box of Kleenex nearby, like,
maybe in a onesie.
Yeah, onesie, yeah, for sure. Like, they just need that. That's what they need.
And I think that you could really tell, if you received that, you could really tell that somebody cared. They put a lot of care in it.
To me, it doesn't look like it came from the store.
It does not. It doesn't look thrown together. It looks like it came with care.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, in a couple minutes, I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bowl. And let you try it.
Yes.
And give me your feedback.
If I was sick and shut in, I would eat it.
Give me your feedback and tell me what you think. Make sure this noodle is good. You know, the good thing about this soup is that, like, a day later or two, it tastes even better.
Yes.
Okay. I'm hoping that these are done. You have your shot glass.
I do.
Well, this was fun. Alright. It might need like a minute more, but really.
Let's see. Very al dente. The celery still has some crunch,
That's
but
what
it's
I want.
not mushy, and it's not raw.
Okay.
The onion is tender, but it still has a crunch when my teeth hit it. So it kind of pops. Juice pop. I think at this point, since you put the noodles in, you will need to hit it with salt now.
Of course.
It
Absolutely.
was very balanced, but the noodles always soak salt.
Absolutely.
So this is the time when you have
So
to
this is
adjust
what
the
I would do.
seasoning.
I will leave it as is, and then I will let the person decide how much salt they need. Because again, like you said before, we have family members who have sodium restrictions.
Yes.
And we have to be respectful and mindful of that. So because this soup is staying with me as well,
right?
I can add more salt, but when you're giving it to like some other people in our family, they're gonna try us out, and I'm sure they're gonna appreciate not having all that sodium in it.
And sodium restrictions is not just for older or elderly people. There are a lot of young people
That
who
have
have to
a high-
watch their
watch their
sodium
sodium intake.
and their cholesterol.
Absolutely. So that's it.
And so
I think that's in the bag. I have fun making it. I'm looking forward to more challenges. I think Martha had good tips. I think Ina had great tips, and I think Julia had great tips. And I'm hoping that you will enjoy our series. This is episode 1. It's chicken soup. You have it with egg noodles, my way, a little more hearty. And then you had it the big sis way and the big sis way. She did it for like a serving of 2 or 3. You know, mine is more family style. And you decide. I mean, it's not a competition, but you let us know in the comments what you're looking forward to making, what style resonates with you.
Because you're more doing the home cook for the family. Your family doesn't work well when mom is sick.
No, absolutely not.
So the fastest way you can get better is to help yourself along. You know, how they say, a physician heal thyself. Once mom is good, the family is good.
No, I mean, this is just a little bit of backstory, guys. Like, when we decided to embark on this journey and we were trying to figure out what we could do first, this just so happened to be what we decided to do because, again, I wasn't feeling good. And a lot of people in my family all got sick around the same time. So it just seemed appropriate to start the series. And September is soup season. So this is something I think everybody should be able to make. You should know how to make a really good soup. I think ultimately, this was like the best thing. It's true to what we're going through. You know, we want you guys to be able to get content that's relatable. And so September is soup month. Let's try to work on our soup recipes and see if you can master this. If you want, you can always comment and let us know how you make your soup and if you're going to apply any of the tips that we have, if you're going to incorporate it into your soup, or tell us what you do. Like, we would like to hear from you and know.
Yes. And tell us who your food inspiration comes from. Is it the classics like Julia and Martha and Emerald and the Urban Peasant, or is it some of the newer people,
right?
Such as Giada De Laurentiis, or Bobby Flay is not really new. He's in the mid-range.
Yeah, he is.
But some of the people from the Food Network, or do you get most of your inspiration from TikTok recipes?
Yeah.
And maybe the tasty videos that were all the rage about 5 years ago.
And then we have like a chef club.
And the Chef Club, they have their videos that are on social. I mostly see them on Facebook. And so just let us know, where do you get your inspiration?
Yeah. For us, we're trying to go back into some of the more traditional shows that we grew up watching. And hopefully inspire you all to get back in the kitchen.
Yes. We are inspired by the cooking greats from our childhood.
Yep, absolutely.
I know for me, when a lot of kids were outside playing on Saturdays, I did a little playing, but I did a whole lot of watching public television.
Yeah.
Mostly cooking, but I did the History Channel, the traveling portions, Rick Steves Europe.
Now that was fun.
He was fun, yes. And as an adult, when I was working in corporate America, I always made a point to donate a portion of my paycheck to public television because I really believe that it's a valuable learning resource. And so for us, this is just our way of recognizing something from our childhood, recreating some of the dishes, doing it in our own way, with our own needs and our own style and our own life experience, and sharing it with everyone else.
Yeah, bring you along. Because I'm sure you watch some of the shows too, and you can relate. And, so I'm looking forward to sharing so many recipes with you. This is just one of many. So if you find this kind of content valuable, if you are a food enthusiast like my sister,
or a home cook like my little sis,
then this is a place that you can build your community with, like-minded individuals sharing tips and tricks and paying respect to some of the greats who perfected these recipes. And I'm just looking forward to watching the channel grow, getting your feedback, and getting to know you all. So with that, I'm going to say, I hope you... No, we got to work on that. We got to work on a tagline or something. You'll help us out with that.
Yes, we need a tagline.
We need a tagline because it's our first recipe, our first episode. We're just organically doing this, and
And speaking of tag, we would like for you to tag your sister,
or
tag your sister friend, or tag your play sister, or your sister-in-law, or your sister in arms, or your sister in business. We would like you to, whoever feels like a sister to you, your sister in Christ, your sister in worship, whoever you have a sisterly bond with, your sorority sister.
Hey. Maybe somebody you haven't spoken to in a really long time. Reach out to them, reestablish a sisterhood, try to get back in the kitchen. We spend a lot of time on the phone and online and on social media, but let's see if we can get back in the kitchen.
Get back in the kitchen.
Make some memories. Jot down some recipes. Have some fun.
Have some fun. And if you and your sister would like to join me and my sister as we go on this culinary journey, you can feel free to meet up face to face and try some recipes and share them, tag them. We would like to see your faces like you see our faces, and we really would like to make this a joyous movement.
Yeah, a movement for sure.
Taking something from the past and building something strong and loving for the future.
There you have it. You have Big Sister Soup and Little Sister Soup.
And there's no competition here.
No, it's not.
Because we are both great.
Yeah, but there's no competition. It's just, because I can't compete. She got some years on me. She, got some public television years on me. But it's just that we have different styles.
Yes.
And hopefully you can resonate with one or the other, or even both. And so that's kind of the competition of it. But, it's all about fear.
And we love to play in the kitchen. And we love to watch how we both play in the kitchen. She'll learn something from me, and I'll learn something from her. And we respect differences. And at the end of the day, our family and friends get to eat all of the benefits of our shenanigans.
Yes, they are. So listen, some of the soup is actually going to go out, and we're going to have some people try it out. And so we'll get their feedback and, add it into the channel somehow.
Check out socials.
Yeah, so somewhere we'll fit it in, but you'll see some of the feedback.
Find us on Instagram as Sweet and Spicy Sisters. And we'll be on some of the other socials very soon.
Very, very soon. Yes, indeedy.
But for the cooking content like this, you will find it here on YouTube.
Yep. It might be in my kitchen. It might be in her kitchen. It'll be in somebody's kitchen. But we're definitely going to get some recipes out there to you.
Yes.
So that was fun. I had a really good time with you. I love you a lot, sissy.
Love you too.
And I thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode.